So I am here today with my friend Fleur, and today we're going to be doing a full type analysis on her type, which is ISTJ. So that means she is introverted, sensing, a thinker, and a judger. So let's get into the details of this.
I'm nervous.
Yeah. Had you even heard of this test before I asked you to do it?
Only 3 of your videos.
Okay.
So I kind of like saw one of your videos with the title and I was like, what is that?
My dad's actually an ISTJ and my brother's an ISTJ, so I'm very, very familiar with ISTJs as a whole, and I like them. I think they're great. As an ISTJ, her first function is introverted sensing. As an introverted sensor, this is going to be the part of her that wants to draw back from like memory, past experiences. Some people name it as living in the past, to help her make decisions of the future. You find that can you like describe to me how you relate to like facts and data and stuff? Like, what does that mean to you?
In terms of like a lot of the stuff that we've spoken about, I just totally relate to YouTube, and I do have like a system of like, this has worked in the past before, I'll do it again. Yeah. So sometimes you kind of get into a bit of a repetitive routine.
SIs are routine driven. They like to do tradition. They like to do what they know is going to work out. It's a little scarier for them to pull new ideas that they've never tried before, because they're like, well, what if that doesn't work? I don't know if that's, you know,
this isn't tried and tested.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with trying out this new thing. Do you find yourself being somebody who follows the rules a lot?
Yeah,
okay.
Totally.
So
I'm quite scared. Like in school, I was like really scared of getting into trouble. Yeah. And a lot of the time, I just think it's easier to follow the rules. Like it just kind of works.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, rules are meant to be followed.
Sometimes, you know, like bend the rules, but I've never been like a real rule breaker.
Yeah. Her second function is extraverted thinking. So this is the side of her that is going to be basically processing things out loud, thinking out loud. If she needs to finish a project, or she's got this like big thing ahead of her, if she's gonna process it better if she's talking with someone. Would you say that's?
Yeah, definitely. And it also, in terms of like, I think out loud in life in general as well.
Me
like
too.
Sometimes I'll be a little bit outspoken because it just comes out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, probably should have thought about that before I said it. As for YouTube, I definitely like find it hard sometimes that I can't verbally brainstorm with myself, because that would make me a little bit crazy. Just being like,
Okay, so her third function is introverted feeling. So this means that she's going to generally keep your feelings to yourself.
Yeah,
like you're just
definitely.
not, like, describe to me what it's like if you're having like if you're in a group of people and you're having like a rough day. Do they know it?
Yeah, not necessarily, unless I'm really close to them, and then I'll be like, oh, I've had the worst day.
Yeah.
But if I say I'm going to lunch with like 6 people, I wouldn't be like, oh, like, and complain about stuff. I generally like tend to keep it confined to like either Mike or my family.
Yeah.
And the same thing, like if I'm upset, or if somebody says something to me that is personal and upsets me, I'll be very much like,
this is also the side of you that's going to internalize your sense of like values. And I think that ISTJs tend to have a lot of moral, it's not that they have more morals, but you just have these certain set of like standards that you kind of like keep to yourself. And
I'm very kind of like prude in a way. Like I'm quite straight.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of like judging other people, I'll definitely like, if somebody does something that I would be like, whoa, that's pretty crazy, I'll be like, oh, I wouldn't do that. But I would never be like, you shouldn't do that. Because I'm very much like open in the way that I think like everybody just does what they want to do.
But for you personally, you're like, what?
Yeah.
I would just say in general that the introverted feeler is just not going to be displaying their feelings for everyone to see. They keep it to themselves.
Definitely like that. And in a way, like I find it kind of awkward when people are like, if they get really upset around me, like I know like how to behave, but I'm not necessarily one of those, you know, you get some people that are really mothering and will just be like, oh, like I'm not very like touchy-feely in that way, so I'm kind of like, I find it a little awkward, even though I can totally like sympathize with them and like I feel for them. I don't like, I'm not very good at actually connecting with that.
Yeah, and that's very ISTJ. Like, and her fourth function is extraverted intuition, which is going to be her weakest quality of the functions, but it's something she can tap into when she's looking for creativity and new ideas. This is something that keeps the ISTJ from this routine, you know. Do you find that?
I definitely like relate to that hugely, especially again with like being creative for YouTube, I find that it's easy for me to just kind of like carry on doing what I'm doing, and then every now and again I'll be like, right, I need to like think of something, but I can't just like, I'm not being constantly creative. I have to like stop and be like, I need to think of something new, like, and actually force myself to do it, and it's kind of hard, but once I get into that kind of zone of thinking, it's fine, and I'll do it, and then
So I'm just going to give just some descriptions of an ISTJ in general. Very disciplined. Very disciplined. I'm not disciplined at all. I'm not disciplined, but my dad and my brother are so disciplined. Like, if they want to do something, they just do it. Like, if they want to wake up at 5 a.m. every day and do this and this and this, or if they want to like make sure they post a video not that they post videos, but if they like, I was thinking more along the lines of you, it's like, if you want to do something, you just do it. ISTJs make very good managers, so they're often in leadership roles at the places that they work because they're able to they have this ability to see the big picture, but also see the details of a situation, and they just know how to bring order to chaos. And so they generally are the ones, they're judges, so they're gonna verbalize their opinions, they're gonna say what they think needs to happen, and people just tend to follow them because it's like, oh, they seem to have a plan, they seem to know what's up. They tend to end up in management roles. Would you say that, like, not that you're bossy necessarily, but do you find yourself being administrative like that?
Definitely. Like, if you ever did like team working things at school or anything, I would always be like, see the exact thing that we need to do, and usually end up being like the person organizing it, or one of them.
That makes sense.
I'm quite like an organizer.
ISTJs are so organized. Like, it's impressive. Like, they always have a system for everything. Like, I always like ISTJs. They scream like system. Always on time. You will rarely find an ISTJ that is late ever, because they're just, I don't know why this is.
I hate being late. It's like the worst thing. If I'm late because the time is taken out of my hands, I'm like, ah.
That is all that I have to say about ISTJs. Would you say that overall was pretty accurate of your personality?
Totally accurate.
Cool.
So.
Alright, so guys, be sure to check out Fleur's channel. I will link at the end of this video and in the description if you want to go subscribe to her and say hi to her. And she's a great ISTJ. And be sure to let me know in the comments what your type is, so I can make sure that I'm covering stuff that is actually pertinent to you guys. And if you have any questions about the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, the functions, anything, let me know, because I'm going to continue to be doing this series, and I want to be able to answer your questions that you guys have. I know it's a lot to grasp and a lot to understand, so let me know what you guys want and need. And okay, I think that's it. I will see you guys later. Bye!
Bye!